Most days here on the farm, I'm running around either supervising construction, heading out to get materials, or checking on how the work is going. With all that, I usually end up cooking quick meals mainly for the workers. And honestly, I rarely get the chance to prepare something special for my husband. But today, I've set everything aside because I want to treat him to a proper, thoughtful meal, something made of love. Hi, my name is Sowino. If this is your first time here, welcome. On this channel, I share stories of my life through cooking, farming, and homesteading. If these are the kind of things that interest you, I'd be so grateful if you join this little family by clicking the subscribe button. There's a lot more to come. I had gone to the river to collect basalt. It's a type of grinding stone found in riverbeds and usually quite heavy for its size. I am going to use a chisel and a hammer to slowly carve out a hole in this stone. It's going to take some time and patience, but once it's done, that hollow will work perfectly as my mortar. This hole will be enough for now, so let's set it aside, prepare other things, then we start the curing process. So normally, when curing a stone from the river or even a mortar and pestle, you're supposed to start by washing it thoroughly with warm water. then soaking it for at least 24 hours to loosen any dirt hidden inside. After that, you let it dry completely before beginning the curing process, which involves grinding rice several times, scrubbing the surface with the rice paste, rinsing it well, and letting it dry again. But I chose to do things a bit differently. I first washed the stone well, allowed it to dry, then applied some oil to help seal the surface and prepare it for use. After that, I started grinding garlic and lemon peel, not just to clean it, mainly to disinfect and start breaking in the surface. Then I went ahead and grinded rice several times to continue the curing. Off camera, I also soaked the stone in warm water to make sure any remaining fine particles were loosened and drawn out. I rinsed it again, let it dry, and continued using it. Even though I didn't follow the common step by step method, the approach I took still worked well because it focused on cleaning, preparing, and sealing the surface for food use. And truthfully, curing doesn't stop after one day. After using it, I continued curing it again, grinding rice, and cleaning it. It's also good to repeat the process after a week, and the more you use the stone, the more its surface improves over time because the tiny pores slowly close up with frequent use.
Puppy. Puppy.
During the disinfecting process with garlic and lemon peel, I also added ginger and salt. I realized this isn't something you do just once and move on. At first, the results were disappointing. The stone kept releasing this fine dirt, and I started getting really worried. But here's the thing, that's completely normal. When you're working with raw stone like this, the surface hasn't settled yet. So as you grind, tiny particles will keep lifting. That's why patience is key. If you ever try this yourself, take your time with the curing process. After the garlic and lemon step, start grinding rice into the mortar. The rice helps draw out even more of that loose stone dust. Don't be surprised if the first few rounds turn into a grey powder instead of the usual white. That's the stone shading, and it's exactly what you want to happen before using it for actual food. You'll need to repeat it several times until the rice starts coming out clean. The more you grind, the more the surface smoothens out and becomes safe to use. Before you even start carving your mortar, or before you even start going to the river, let's talk about the kind of stone you should be looking for. This is something I wish I knew earlier, because not all stones from the river are good for grinding. You don't just pick any nice looking rock and start chiseling it. Some stones might look solid, but they will flake, break, or even release harmful dust when you start using them. So please, take your time and do a bit of research. It really helps. What you want is something like basalt, granite, or lava rock. They are heavy, tough, non toxic, and naturally porous, which makes them perfect for grinding. Funny enough, the stone we picked from the river turned out to be basalt. I didn't even know the name at first. I just went looking for something heavy and solid, and luckily we got the right one. But to be safe, avoid soft sandstone, flaky stones, or those layered ones that chip easily. They might look okay, but they won't last, and they're not safe for kitchen use. So take your time, do your homework, and choose your stones wisely. It will save you a lot of trouble later on. I don't know if you have ever noticed, or I don't know if you know that chicken on its own doesn't really have a bold flavor. And that's exactly why I love working with it. It's like a blank canvas. You can play around with spices and end up with something completely new each time. So today, I'm making Zaatar tamarind chicken. Now, I didn't have store-bought Zaatar on hand, but that didn't stop me. I decided to create my own version using a few herbs and spices that bring out a flavor profile similar to Zaatar. Zaatar is a Middle Eastern spice blend that usually combines dried thyme, oregano, sumac, and sesame seeds. It's earthy, a little tangy, herby, and just so comforting. For my version, I used what I had: oregano, thyme, and dried lemon zest. I ground them together using my stone mortar. You can definitely use them whole if you like a chunkier texture, but I wanted mine a bit finer, and the mortar really did a good job at breaking everything down. From there, I added a generous amount of natural yogurt, some ginger and garlic, salt, paprika, a touch of cinnamon, and that homemade herb blend. Each spice brings something to the table. Paprika adds a bit of sweetness and color, cinnamon gives warmth and a subtle depth, oregano and thyme bring in that herby, slightly peppery edge, and lemon zest adds brightness and a bit of zing. Then came the star, tamarind juice, which I had soaked earlier. It brings a tangy, slightly sour flavor that balances so well with the rest. I also added a bit of tomato paste for richness and color, and coconut oil to give the marinade a silky texture and help carry all those spices. Now, honey, I actually forgot to add it while filming, but I did mix it in later. A little honey in this marinade balances the acidity from the tamarind and the sharpness of the spices. It doesn't make it sweet, it just rounds out the flavor in the most beautiful way. Once everything was in, I gave it a good mix and set it aside to marinate. That's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed spending time with me here. I have written the full recipe down in the description box, so feel free to try it out and let me know how it turns out for you. It's such an easy dish and honestly, I think you'll love it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video and if you'd like to see more cooking content here on the channel. My husband enjoyed this meal so much, just like I enjoyed making it, and that's what makes it all worth it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. I would really love to have you here as part of this journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! We shall try again tomorrow.